Yeah, we're excited to get going again this year. We're coming off, pretty record-setting year from this previous spring. First time ever making it to the national tournament. So we've got a really good group of sophomores coming back that are experienced, that are coming off, a really really good season with a lot of success. So looking for them to step up strong again and kind of lead the group as well. So this year, I think the one thing that stands out, we've got a really young group of talented players that are coming in that are going to fill in some gaps of where we lost from last year. So I think we've got a really really good schedule coming up. We're going to see some really good teams. In conference, the ICCAC is always strong. I think there's been a few coaching changes from Lakes and Central, so it'll be interesting to see how they are. But Iowa Western's Iowa Western, and it's always going to come down to them again. So we're really looking forward to getting going. We had a great preseason game the other day. I saw a lot of things that we liked, a lot of things that we can still improve on. But I think this year for the fall season, the future is really bright.
Coach, the program's been on the rise each of your first 5 seasons here at Hills. What's the biggest factor for the program's continuous success, considering the tough conference?
Sure, I think there's two things that kind of stand out to me. I think, establishing the message of what this program wants to be. Junior college, we say it all the time, it's an opportunity, it's a jumping off point. Girls get to come here, start their career, and they have the chance to make the best of it. So the message is always Indian Hills is really going to get you where you want to be. So you have to buy into that. The further Indian Hills goes, the further you go as the team goes, the program goes, and even you as an individual. So if you can buy into that, there's going to be a lot of success while you're here in the program. And then I think the most important part is just getting really good kids in the program. I think if you look back these last 5-6 years, we've had really good kids. The attitude's been great. They're hard workers. Not only talented kids on the field, but they do what they're supposed to off the field. So, when you can bring good kids in consistently, ones that buy into your message, ones that want to work hard and all that, the job is pretty easy, to be completely honest. So I think this year's it's the same thing. The sophomores have shown they can handle the job. And we've got a really good group of freshmen that have come in, even in this first 8-9 days of preseason, have been able to work hard, and they're buying right into it.
Looking back to the preseason of last year, how much has this year's sophomore class grown?
Quite a bit, honestly. I mean, I think anybody that goes through a COVID year, multiple quarantines, not knowing if we're playing in the fall, not knowing what type of spring season we're going to get, it does really force them to grow quite a bit. So off the field, they're just mature. They are definitely adults. I don't worry about this sophomore class at all, doing the right things, in the classroom, off the field, anything like that. They're a really good group they've got their heads on straight for sure. So it's been fun to watch. I think they've developed quite a bit on the field as well. I think, just the way they came in to this preseason, they came in fit. They came in ready to go. The energy was high from day one, when we were moving day all the way to that first practice. So, they are very good leaders. I think leadership-wise from this sophomore class, it's not something we're going to have to worry about. And I really do think we're going to see it on the field.
What has this year's freshman class shown you in preseason, and has anyone stood out early on?
The biggest thing is they're ready to go right away. Talent-wise, athleticism, fitness, they hit the ground running. We were able to get a lot of girls in right away, especially this. We got I think 16 freshmen in right now. We'll have one coming in late. They were all able to get minutes right away. So, they bought into what we were doing. They really did. That week of practice, we worked on some pretty big things to try to get them going, and they were able to take in a lot of it, and we saw it out there. In terms of who really stood out, I think our freshman midfielder, Sierra Uko, really stood out the most. She was able to get 2 goals. She played a ton of minutes, and she was just always in control that whole game. So I think she's going to be a really big, important player for us. Her and Risa in the midfield are going to do really, really great things. We're looking forward to seeing that. The other ones that I think stood out right away were the 3 freshman forwards that really played up top. Elizabeth Ploy, Autumn Berland, and Rebecca Gutierrez. All of them came in. They're quick. They're athletic. They're hungry to score goals. So I think from this freshman class, we're going to be able you're going to see a lot more options. We're not going to have to rely on one or two players to kind of come through for us. I think we're going to have a lot of talent and a lot of ways to throw different things at teams.
With strong leadership returning and a promising freshman class, what are you looking forward to most for this year's team?
I'm looking forward to seeing what our peak really is. You know, in my mind, I think we're another national tournament team. I don't think there's any doubt that we have the ability to get to the national tournament again. You know, I think what I'm looking forward to again is finally winning that conference championship. You know, we finished runner-up 4 out of 5 years. You know, we've lost in the conference final 4 out of 5 years. So finally getting over that hump is something that I really think is possible this year. You know, obviously the teams are always good. Western's had a stranglehold on it. You know, we were able to knock them off in the regular season for the first time ever. So I think the confidence is there. So I mean, just really seeing what the peak is, the confidence of this group should be sky high. I don't think there's anything that they're going to be afraid of or anything they haven't seen before. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to, you know, the whole process, you know, from the very first day of practice till the final game, whenever that is. But I think really we're going to see a very high peak to this team. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Makayla Reed, and I'm from Waverly, Iowa, and I'm a sophomore.
Makayla, Coach talks about the strong team bond that you all have this year. Tell us a little bit about the culture of being a member of the IACC women's soccer team.
The culture of our team, I'd say we are a very close-knit team, and that shows the way we play. We're constantly doing everything together, from team meals to just walking around campus, even living together. A lot of the girls live in all the same dorm buildings, so we're just together all the time, and I think that helps us a lot on the field too.
You and your teammates from last year can say that you were the first Indian Hills women's soccer program to reach the national tournament. Tell us how special that is to you.
It's special to us because we knew that we could do it. It just took a little bit more effort, you know. I think that the drive of us beating Western for the first time, that proved to us that we could make it to nationals and we could do things at nationals. So I'm excited to see what happens this year.
The freshman class this year has proven to be pretty talented already. As someone who was in their shoes last year, what are you seeing from the group of newcomers that has made an impact so far this year?
I'd say that they're all extremely hardworking. I haven't noticed anybody that hasn't wanted it, and that's a good thing because we'll have subs, we'll have the play not go down as soon as they come in. We'll be able to just keep going and going, and hopefully we'll have a really good season because of it.
Any future plans yet?
Currently, I am undecided, but I am looking forward to see what happens this season, and maybe more opportunities will come up.
Thanks, Makayla.
Hi, I'm Hope Ford, and I'm from Burlington, Iowa.
Hope, Indian Hills has been on the brink of going to national tournament each of the last 5 years, but they didn't break through until last year. What's that say about the competition level of the ICCAC?
I think the competition level has always been good, but Anthony's always been good at picking good players, so our level of play is always keeps going up.
Now that you've seen what it takes to get to the national tournament, are you doing anything different to prepare for this year?
I think we've been training harder, and we've really been focusing on like juggling so that it'll help our first touch, which will help a lot in the games.
It's been a quick turnaround after last year's spring season. How much of an impact has that made on you and the returning sophomore class this year?
After leaving Georgia after the national tournament, we took a few weeks off just to relax for a little bit, but then we went hard and started training a lot for this year so that we could be our best.
What are you most looking forward to about this upcoming year?
I'm looking forward to winning games because this team looks pretty good, so I think we'll have a really good chance of winning majority of our games and hopefully making it back to the national tournament.
Hey, I'm Bailey Wiemann from Burlington, Iowa. I'm a sophomore this year.
Bailey is the team's top returning goal scorer from a year ago. How are you keeping that momentum going heading into your sophomore year?
I mean, there hasn't been much time since our last season ended until now, So basically, we just did a lot of work in the summer. I was able to train with Hope, which you just saw her, and Emily Murphy, which is a past player. So that got work in, and then now the team, we're preparing for this season, so we're keeping the level high in our practices.
Looking back to last year, was there a specific moment where you and your teammates realized you had something special going on?
I definitely would say the Western game, home, we were able to beat them, but I think like the first goal that we got on them, I remember the feeling that went through me. It was just like, this is something that's never been done, especially on the Indian Hills team. So that was special, and I think that then we realized that we could do things that no one has been able to do before.
As a returning sophomore, what advice are you giving to the freshman class to prepare for this year?
I think the biggest thing that I could say as advice is confidence. Last year, I think there are definitely times where things went wrong or they didn't go as best as I thought they should, and so then it's best to keep your confidence up in those times, especially for other people, so that we can keep moving forward, not looking back on the past and the mistakes that were made.
Tell us about your overall experience as a student athlete at Indian Hills.
It's definitely a lot on your plate. We go from classes in the morning, and then you have to get a quick lunch or dinner before practices, and then following that, you have a little bit of free time, but you got a lot on your plate, so